I am a fourth generation family business owner alongside my cousins that are actually also fifth generation. So to a certain extent we have always grown with the idea that one day we might have received the responsibility of being the next generation leaders. So it was a bit like falling into the shoes that you've always imagined since you were a kid. Certainly it helps out the business education, having the privilege of meeting, charismatic people since you're a young boy, when your parents, or my father specifically, introduces you to people that might come from meetings at home. After that is the actual natural evolution of every one of us. I mean, before coming back to Turin in 2005, I was actually happily being a manager in a multinational business abroad. Then the actual decision of going back, it was dictated by fate, I would say, when my father passed away. When you talk specifically about Juventus, it's also the passion you put into it, because ultimately, even though you're managing over 200 million company, you're also managing people's dreams. So it's difficult to have a specific set of experience to manage dreams. Passion is one of them. I do have a lot of it, but you also need to have the right people in place, because it's not a one-man show. When you're talking about a over 200 million turnover business, you need to have the right competences, you need to find the right people. So with that comes all the decisions that you might make. I came in 2 years ago, we got a new CEO, all the top line of managers has changed, and we've turned around 20 out of 25 players in the first team. So it was quite a hard task. And I think the element, the successful element there, was choosing the right people and put the right people in place. One man doesn't make a difference. I mean, you need to have the proper people with the proper skills in place. One of the elements is the sports director, so Mr. Marotta, who's got 35 years experience. And you need to have that. I mean, this is like a preparation I never had in my life. So the management with all the football agents, with all the sports federations, having a man like him with the right values that match the Juventus value has been a good success. But we've changed the commercial director, we've changed, unfortunately, the coach twice. Unfortunately, because it didn't give continuity. Fortunately, because I think we found one of the best talented coaches of the future with Antonio Conte. When you think about the problems that might arise out of managing, the actual team itself, or the media, or the supporters, it's the next game that makes a difference. So, if you come out of a bad season, if you start with the right foot the next season, you already get enthusiasm going. On the other side, you do want to make sure that when you manage a sports activity, just as much as an industrial or services, you do actually work according to a multi-year plan, and the goals are set there. But when you look at that, you're talking about financial objectives, you're not talking about the sports objectives. And supporters, about the financial objectives, they're not really interested. So it's something that we follow within the company, and we want to ensure that that side is also compliant to the original plan. So what I would call success in a sports industry, for us, it's victory, matched by financial equilibrium. The media pressure is huge, huge. A third of our revenues derive from the media. We have a great development also as a team with the new media, so the social networks. In just a year we went over 4 million fans on Facebook, to give you a number. And what I've learned is, like, yes, they are important, you should manage them, but you shouldn't be driven by them. If you think about the big stars of the world, the Lionel Messi or the Cristiano Ronaldos, they happen to have 3 times as much followers than the teams they play in. And that gives you the idea and the entity of what you're managing out there. So whenever they communicate something, they reach out 30 million people in one click. So you want to make sure that all that aspect is well managed. There are various studies at UEFA level to actually have only one competition deriving from the Champions League and the Europa League, so as not to have such a major difference of revenue. And on the other hand, we have to find a way of stabilizing our costs. That's one of the major difficulties is actually having a stability in the revenue streams and in the cost streams. That is very difficult to plan. If you access the Champions League or not, it gives you a difference of about 30 million on next year's balance sheet. If you look at American sports such as NBA, NFL, etc., they're closed systems. That means the franchise value has grown with the P&L of the company, whilst having an open system like a European one makes it very difficult to grow in capital value, because just a couple of years of not having the right results will decrease automatically the revenue capacity generation.